Great Eagles fucking night. Great holiday weekend. Happy holidays. Happy Thanksgiving to all. Fly Eagles fly. As you guys know, this will be the instant reaction video for the Eagles versus Ravens game. Um, Great win by Philadelphia. Hell of a performance that the Eagles put out there today defensively. I would argue that that was probably one of their best performances of the season. Defensively, they had every answer for Lamar Jackson in this offense. Um, and it wasn't that Lamar played bad. I didn't think Lamar Jackson played bad at all. I really feel like the Baltimore Ravens really tried their best to win this game. It was just that the Eagles defense really was prepared for them and really had every answer for them. Um, I want to start off, like I said, a lot of shout outs to go along, but I want to start off at the beginning of the game. It was crazy to me because in the beginning of that first quarter, Philly couldn't get shit going. It was looking real rough out there. It was looking like Philly wasn't going to be able to really try to get things going and really try to maneuver and get the offense, matriculating down the field. And, you know, yeah, Saquon get that first down, and it was kind of like 3 and out. Okay. Um, Crucial sack by Josh Sweat on Lamar Jackson. Then it gets called back by Avonte Maddox. So I'm kind of sweating like, oh, shit, what the fuck is going to happen? And from there on, it was like defense just held up. From then on, defense just held up. I got to give Chauncey Gardner Johnson all the credit though, because there was a speech that he gave on the sidelines that the sideline reporter, I forget her name, I want to say it was Wolfson. I forget what her name is. I'm blanking right now. It's been a long day, y'all. But I literally remember her literally saying that he held a meeting with the guys on the sidelines discussing about how this wasn't going to be acceptable and how they can't this standard is not tolerable and they cannot allow this team to get whatever the fuck they want downfield. And from that point forward, I mean the Eagles defense was just phenomenal. I mean, you're talking about, and I want to make sure I'm reading this correctly. You had 3 sacks, 5 tackles for a loss, 4 pass deflections, 6 quarterback hits, and it's all on Lamar Jackson, this Ravens offense that's been killing fucking teams. I mean, let's be real. You gave up a late touchdown and allowed 19 points, but let's be honest. You really held them to 12 points. You held them to 12 points all the way to when it didn't matter late in the fourth quarter. Impressive performance by this Eagles defense. Um, I loved how Lamar played. Like I said, Lamar played well. I mean, he like looking at the stats here, he was 23 of 36. He had 237 yards, 2 touchdowns. So Lamar did what he was supposed to do. Lamar played the game that he was supposed to. The offensive line didn't hold up. There was a lot of pressure from that Eagles D line. That Ravens offensive line was kind of leaky. They were giving up, stupid penalties, not really holding up against the pressure. Jalen Carter was doing whatever the fuck he wanted. Milton Williams was getting in on the action. Josh Sweat was getting in there. Nolan Smith had a sack. It was very, very rough for Lamar Jackson tonight. He never really was able to get comfortable, and that's how you wanted it if you're an Eagles fan, myself included. You didn't want Lamar Jackson getting comfortable because if Lamar Jackson got comfortable behind that offensive line, it was going to be a long night for this defense. I thought also, too, I remember I wrote this down, that penalties will be a factor for both teams. Whoever can play the cleaner game will win. If you notice early in the game, the Eagles were succumbing to a lot of dumbass penalties. Holdings, defensive holdings, illegal formations, just a little stupid shit that's been kind of getting them all year. And it was like the moment that Philadelphia stopped having those penalties, they kind of just woke up. And I got to give Tony Romo credit too, because Romo kind of said this during the game. And it's funny because a lot of times I don't always listen to the announcers as they're talking, as they're going on throughout the game. However, Tony Romo did say whoever's the running back that gets going late will be the running back in the team that wins this game. And it was Saquon Barkley hands down. I mean, the Eagles defense were all over Derrick Henry. Looking here at the stats. Derrick Henry had 19 carries for 82 yards. Lamar Jackson had 8 for 79. Keep in mind, 40 yards. Well, most of that was 40 yards towards the end of the game on a late run when the game was out of hand and there was no sense in really letting him stop from running when it was killing the clock. So put that asterisk next to that. But 19 carries for 82 yards. Great performance by the Eagles defense. Did not The longest run that Derrick Henry had was 19 yards. So you didn't allow him to do whatever he wanted. You didn't allow him to get going, and we kind of noticed that now. Now there's kind of tape and a film on how to stop them. Don't allow him to get change of pace. Don't allow him to change it and stop and be able to get and shift, because if you can stop that shit, you can stop them from running the ball. And it wasn't like he wasn't moving the ball. I mean, again, this man had 82 yards running, but 19 carries. Not great. Not great. Credit to the Eagles defense on that. Zach Bourne, fucking amazing. He had a great tackle on Derrick Henry. Cooper DeJean, great tackle on Derrick Henry. I mean, these guys are fucking hitters out here. I love how this defense is assembled. I love how Vic Fangio has these guys playing. They are playing with their fucking heads on fire, and they are just not stopping. I'm loving it right now. Something that I thought also, too, that was deep was the run-pass option. I noticed the RPO game got going early, and it was giving the Ravens fits. They really couldn't settle in and figure out where the ball was going, because between Saquon, Jalen, and being able to find AJ on the outside, they didn't have an answer. And then into Dallas Goedert's credit, who was able to score a touchdown this evening, hell, him being able to be a third or fourth option within the offense, that's why he was able to get open and score. Technically, should have gotten that pass interference penalty on Kyle Hamilton in the red zone there, but the refs ain't gonna call that. They're gonna, some people are gonna call that ticky tack shit. Regardless of what, though, he held him. So, credit to Goddard, though, he was able to get in the end zone. But like I said, I saw that run pass option. That was definitely giving the Ravens a problem today. That was definitely something they were struggling with. The defensive line. Defensive line was fucking tremendous. Sweat, Nolan Smith, Carter, they all made an impact. We all were kind of worried without Brandon Graham how this defense was going to step up. Even Jalen Hunt had a half a sack today. Even, Lane Johnson kind of referenced this throughout the week that, Jalen Hunt was going to start, making plays, because he was starting to make, plays in practice, and he was starting to notice what he was doing in practice. And, reporters report this, and they kind of just, scoff at it at times. But I'm not going to fucking hold you. This shit, what we saw today, I'm very impressed with the youth and the future of this defensive line. I really am. I really am. They played tremendous today. They gave the Ravens hell. That was the worst the Ravens have looked all season. That was the worst the Ravens have looked all season. And then in the third quarter, you got the Ravens who are able to get the ball downfield, can't get points, can't score, and I'd be remiss if I don't talk about it. Justin Tucker. Now, I've said this on this show on countless other videos. I talked about this discussing the Ravens a few weeks ago. Justin Tucker is having a problem this year. I'm not sure if it's just a little funk he's going through. He's missed 10 field goals. Keep this in mind. He's missed 10 field goals this season. So I'm not sure exactly what happened or how that's all coming about or what's going on with that. Needless to say, he's missed 10 field goals this year. 3 today, which is never great. And they were 3 crucial points because, let's be real, 3, 6, 9. Yeah, that's 9 points that this team could have needed. May not necessarily win the game, but would have put them close to win the game and made the game tighter than what it was. But this is something that we got to take into account, because Justin Tucker is a Hall of Famer. Justin Tucker is a legend. Justin Tucker has led to us all. We've all been led to believe he's Mr. Reliable, Mr. Automatic. He's been everything short of automatic this season. And I can guarantee you, as I've said on this show before, if he gets into the playoffs and you're the Baltimore Ravens, it complicates what the fuck you're going to do late in games. Because if you can't trust your field goal kicker to hit normal kicks that he normally in his fucking sleep hits, then how are you going to trust them when the game is on the line where you're one and done? Because performances like this show you, oh shit, we're in trouble. You're not beating any serious team like that, missing 3 field goals. It's something I've been talking about with a lot of teams. Now their counterparts, the Steelers in their division, they got Chris Boswell, who's just been fucking automatic, who seems to just keep hitting field goals. So they've been blessed in that regard. I'll give them credit for that. But that being said, Justin Tucker and the Ravens they have a problem. And the problem is that he's been horrible this year. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to turn it around, y'all. It's late. It's late. We're a couple weeks away from Christmas. You know what I mean? January is approaching. We just started December, but damn it, January is approaching. The playoffs are going to be starting soon. He's missing crucial fucking kicks. Crucial fucking kicks. Defense was again stepped up there, was able to get a crucial sack late, missed that field goal. And it's funny because I was just writing that the Eagles had to get a turnover. And it's funny because I want to check, I got to check the stat. I'm not sure if it was possible, but if I do believe I remember correctly, Eagles fumbled twice, Ravens fumbled 3 times. And let's see here. Recover. Eagles recover both. Okay, yeah, and the Ravens are. So I think I want to believe that was the first time in NFL history where there was a team where it's both teams fumbled, and there was like 5 fumbles in the game, and no team, no other team recovered the ball. So for wherever that's worth, credit to both teams on that. Not sure, you know, why the fuck that happened, but it was crazy because there was so many times, opportunities where I really felt like the Eagles were going to get the ball, where there were turnovers being made, where I just felt like, damn, Philly's going to recover. It didn't work out that way, but needless to say, it didn't need to come down to that. So I got to give the Eagles credit. Like I said, this was a masterful game that they played. They were completely prepared for this game. Vic Fangio had a masterful game plan for Lamar Jackson and Todd Monken in this offense. Mark Andrews, fucking beast. Mark Andrews had 6 receptions, 67 yards. He had a touchdown, high pointing the ball, made some great plays, doing what he does best. One of the better tight ends in the NFL. Zay Flowers, 3 receptions, 74 yards. Now, keep this in mind, too. He had a 40-yard reception, a 20-yard reception early. That was about it because he was targeted 7 times. So that just tells you Quinyon Mitchell was on him. I'll leave that I'll leave that right there. Quinyon Mitchell was on him. He was targeted 7 times, caught the ball 3 times. Like I said, this team's on a roll. As far as what this means for this team, nothing. They got to keep it going. I mean, like I said, on this show, y'all, I'm so sorry. You're not going to get the national, cliche shit that you're going to hear from maybe the atypical Eagles fan or what the national media thinks the Eagles fan should say. I personally, as I've said to people that I know and love and people that I care about, this was a swing game any way you shaped it, whether win or lose. It's great that we won. It put the Eagles in great position, 10-2. You're 6-1 on the road, so I think that's tremendous as well. So it shows you that if you do have to go on the road in the postseason, you kind of know what you're doing. You can handle it. There's a good chance you might be able to handle it. Like I said, 10-2 in the regular season, great. But you still got Carolina that's playing teams tough. And I'm not even sure. I think Carolina, as I'm talking to you right now, Carolina lost to Tampa. They lost 26-23, but that's not gonna be an easy game in Philadelphia next week. Carolina's gonna show up to play. We're definitely going to be ready for that game. You got Pittsburgh right after that, so the national media likes to feed narratives as if if Philadelphia doesn't win this game, they're not really for real. They beat the Rams and people were screaming they were for real. I mean, like, miss me with all that bullshit. Let's be honest. Whoever wins the Super Bowl is for real. Yeah, there are good teams, and we could say this team's good, but the for real means you've done it. Means you've done what Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid have done the past 2, 3 seasons, which is hold the fucking trophy up. You know, 2 seasons, excuse me. So needless to say, though, I just thought it was hilarious. That's something I definitely wanted to touch on. I thought it was very funny that national media was talking about they're for real now. You had Tony Romo talking about after the game. They're definitely serious now. They're definitely a Super Bowl contender. Eagles fans, you could definitely bank on that. Who the fuck needed you to tell us that? Tony Romo? We needed you to tell us that we're Super Bowl contenders, bro. We knew we were Super Bowl contenders the moment this shit started turning around. I told people I knew and loved, give Vic Fangio time for this defense to adjust and acclimate. This team will get adjusted. This team will get right. And they're doing it. But make no mistake, they got to keep it the fuck up. The Lions are still winning. No matter how weak and how fragile or imperfect they may have been playing or looking, you still have to win. Nothing is promised. Nothing has been given to you. You have won nothing. So credit to the Eagles and credit to their mindset and their philosophy. Credit to how Sirianni and Jalen Hurts and his team are built. They're just not going to. They're not going to be resting on their laurels about this. It's a great win. It's a great team win. It's definitely going to help them. But this is not the end of the season. This is not the playoffs. So this isn't even the Super Bowl. So great win, but ultimately still got to keep it going. Looking at some stats here, though, like Jalen Hurts, 11-19, 118 yards, 1 touchdown. Again, Smart, decisive with the football, making sure the running game was effective. Saquon Barkley, 23 carries, 107 yards, 1 touchdown. A.J. Brown didn't have a 100-yard game today, but 5 receptions, 66 yards. All crucial catches, all crucial major plays because they all led to first downs. And keep in mind, he was targeted 6 times. So it was only one time he didn't catch the ball, and that was that deep ball that was going to the end zone where, honestly, he probably should have caught it if Jalen threw a better pass. So be that as it may. But Dallas got it. Like I said, he had 3 for 35. He got in the end zone. This offense didn't have the atypical, breakout game that they've been having. But again, you were playing your twin in the AFC in this game. The Eagles were pretty much playing their twin. So got to give them credit for how they played. They played bully ball. They played physical. It's cold. It's by the river in Baltimore. It's a little windy. I fucking loved it. It was snowing a little bit. It was flurrying a bit. This is playoff football. This is what it's going to come down to. For Philadelphia to win, for Philadelphia to look as great as they're going to have to look going down the stretch, this is the type of games you have to win because this is playoff games. 24-19, 21-24. That's what it comes down to. Tough defense, making a couple plays here and there, making some crucial stops. That's what it's about. So credit to Philly. Like I said, shout out to Jalen Carter. He had a sack. Credit to Nolan Smith. Credit to Jalen Hunt, half a sack. Zach Bourne, 13 tackles, half a sack. Nakobe Dean, 10 tackles. I mean, these fucking guys are just all over the field, man. All over the field. This team, man, they are not to be fucked with. They are not to be fucked with. Just think about this. The kid McCullum comes in for Reed Blankenship, who, I hope Reed Blankenship's okay. He had a concussion, wound up having to come out of the game. McCullum winds up making a play late in the game where on that fourth down, if McCullum doesn't stay disciplined and shifts and moves to the left even more than what he needed to, or doesn't move right at all, that's a big first down. And the Ravens are still extending the drive and potentially have a chance to score. Just the fundamentals and the discipline of this team, I love it. I fucking love it right now. And like I said, it's gonna be on the Carolina right now. Philly will be back home. This bus ride will be sweet. So it's definitely great to see. Definitely great to see that the Eagles pulled this out. The Ravens, as far as the Ravens go, 8-5, 4-2 at home. Not necessarily the end of the world, but you damn sure ain't winning the division now, especially with Pittsburgh winning the way they won today. It's going to get interesting. It's going to get interesting. I'm not sure how it really plays out for Baltimore, but they definitely have holes and flaws too, and definitely have some shit that they're going to have to address. You're going to see another video coming up from you guys shortly. You got to give me some time to edit it. I got a video coming up for the rest of the week for recapping games that I watched. Cardinals, Vikings, and it was Bengals, Steelers, which was fucking crazy. A shootout of all shootouts. But I love you guys for always as watching. Like, share, and subscribe. Like I said, you can check the show out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, on Substack. And now, guys, I'm also on Podbean and also on Trovo. Check out the show there as well. We're expanding the show as far as we can go. Soon to be on iHeartRadio. Like I said, I love you guys. Thank you as always for watching. Take care. Enjoy the rest of this holiday weekend. Continue to eat them leftovers. Get drunk. Smoke some good weed. Have a great night. Fly Eagles fly.